Hello everybody, welcome back to Cure for the Common Game. Today in deck number 440, we are going to talk about Lady Orca. Before we do, I want to give a shout out to new patron John Ross. Thank you very much, John. It really helps a lot. If y'all would like to become a patron, you can head on over to Patreon/Cure for the Common Game. But let's talk about Lady Orca. Now, on the surface, she is not overwhelmingly powerful, I'll admit. Back in Legends, of course, it was the very first time they had done Legends and multicolor. So, as a matter of fact, for a while, today is going to be kind of a history lesson because I started playing Magic in 1994, and Lady Orca was one of the commanders that I have to do because I'm doing them all, as you know. But I couldn't figure out a theme. I was riding in the car, surfing through radio stations, and I heard that, I don't even know who sings the song, 1994. Will the real Joe Diffie please stand up? And I thought, I wonder what all sets came out in 94. I wonder if I can make a deck of all cards in 94. As it turns out, you can. Because there was Revised, Antiquities, Fallen Empires, Legends, and The Dark. All in 1994. So, here we go. Let's do it. I have these categorized in... Well, not because this is not your typical EDH deck. Because of the restraints that we have, I've got them in categories. So we'll knock out our two non-basic lands first. We'll do Mishra's Factory. I was fortunate enough to get this autographed by Phil and Kaja, and Eben Stronghold. And we'll do artifacts next. Soul Ring, Stone Calendar. That's pretty much it for our ramp, okay? Black Vice, some early damage. Rocket Launcher. And when you absolutely positively got to, Armageddon Clock. It's not bad. It's not amazing, but it's not bad. So let's look at some creatures. That's where the bulk of the deck is, because this is more or less this is how we played in '94. I mean, you played creatures, you turned them sideways, and that's just what we did. So we have Black Knight, good old standby Black Knight. Drudge Skeletons. This is a very nostalgic deck for me, obviously, because these were the current cards when I started playing. Order of the Even Hand. By the way, the 2-mana Pomp Knights, there was a gajillion of them because Ice Age did them again, but that was 95, so we can't use those. But these were amazing. As I remember when Ice Age did come about in Standard, this was part of the Black Summer problem, because Necropotence. Walking Dead. Mr. Rick Grimes here. Cyclopean Mummy was voted once the most hated card in Magic, believe it or not. Rock Hydra. Each point of I love the original wording, don't you? Each point of damage Hydra suffers kills one head. Oh. Bog Rats. Not going to be blocked by your walls, Arcadius. Initiates of the Even Hand can filter the red into black, so that's neat. Vampire Bats for some flying. Pavel. I mean, why not, right? Shimeon Night Stalker. Eater of the Dead. This is a very special card for me because this was my very first Magic card. I don't know if this particular copy, because I've got several Eaters of the Dead, but a good friend of mine, Don, taught me how to play, and we had played a couple times, and I went the next day and to the local coin shop, because there was no game shops back then. It was He did coins and comics and baseball cards, and he just started carrying this magic stuff. But I bought a pack of the dark, opened it up, and this was the first card I saw. Singular Vampire. There's a Singular Vampire was one of those because in Revised and before, they intentionally did not want us to know what the rarities were, so they would put, there's an island on the rare sheet, so players would falsely assume one of the uncommons was their rare in the pack, and a few of the uncommons like Singular Vampire, Sarah Angel, we all just kind of figured they were rare because of that. Infernal Medusa, Phyrexian Gremlins, Xenic Poltergeist turned them artifacts into creatures. Wall of Shadows. For those of y'all that have followed a while, Wall of Shadows was a major player in my jump story. If y'all are curious to hear the jump story again, sure, I'll tell it, but it's kind of involved. Pit Scorpion, Lost Soul, gotta have that Swamp Walk. Ichabod Crane, Headless Horseman. Granite Gargoyle, Uthden Troll, Royal Assassin, El Hajiz, Meddling Imp. Can't do it without the hippie. Hypnotic Spectre. I love the fact that they had Swamp Dark Ritual Hypnotic Spectre was a thing. It was a thing that we were all scared of a whole lot. And they solved the problem by stop printing Hypnotic Spectre. Eventually, and they kept printing Dark Ritual. Eventually, they figured out, oh wait, Juggernaut, Primal Clay, Rock of Kerr Ridges, yeah. Lesser Werewolf, Bogwraith, and now Stone Giant is actually will do some work because the Stone Giant can. Is that a crease or? Oh no, that's a shadow. Here, we'll try to lessen that shadow effect there. It didn't work so well for Hannah now, did it? There. Now we got enchantments. Hey, yeah, we're playing Gloom, and it is a hate card, but you know what? We're kind of limited to what we've got here. Giant Strength is going to make one of our creatures big. Goblin War Drums, effectively Menace. Unholy Strength. This, as I remember, it seemed like there was a story with Walmart that Walmart would not carry Magic because of some of the more risque symbols in Magic, like this one and Earthbind, this one. So they either changed the art or just discontinued the card as a whole. Paralyze is a good, tap down your creature. Animate Dead is going to get something back. Breeding Pit. Crank out those little... See, the Breeding Pit was almost enough to make me want to go we got Shadow one way and we got Glare the other way. There we go. Almost enough to make me play Lord of the Pit. It really was. And then Haunting Wind. I love me some Haunting Wind. I mean, look at this. Each time an artifact in play is tapped or its activation cost is paid, they take a damage. How many times have, just constantly tap and untap stuff, Hymn to Turok. We can't play it in Pauper now, so might as well, right? Pyrotechnics. Fireball. Disintegrate. And since we don't have a whole lot of artifacts, we're going to go with Shatterstorm. Which leads us into our instance. Starting with Shatter, of course. Red Elemental Blast. Active Volcano. Of course, we got to have the Dark Ritual and the Fork. Because those were staples. I remember showing up to a tournament with a 4-fork deck and only to find out Restricted? What? Simulacrum. They said the reason why they stopped making this card is because confusion over the word retroactively. Bloodlust. Of course, Bloodlust was part of the turn 1 kill back in the day. Or one of the turn 1 kills. Fissure. Hey. That's what we got, man. And our last card is Howl from Beyond. Now, while this probably is not going to, break any records or whatnot, it is very possible that you just get left alone. And of course, all the lands are got to be revised, right? So there's a possibility that we just get left alone at the table. Oh, gonna have that one. And that is Lady Orca. Now, this will be, I'll be starting, cord's getting all messed up. I will be starting the M20 decks, starting with the very next one until I got a few down to play with. So, I do appreciate y'all watching. Y'all let me know what you think. And stay tuned probably tomorrow for the very first of the M20 decks. And as for right now, we are going to shuffle and cut.